y'all can look at me the whole time like the camera's not there. I'm going to first start by asking your first and last name for me, please.
Deborah Davenport.
Okay, can you spell that, please?
Deborah.
Okay, and your name?
Corey.
Thanks.
Corey Spivey, Cory, Spivey.
Okay, and your relationship to Esoterica?
I'm her mother.
I'm a sister.
I see you all holding hands, trying to keep it together. This has probably got to be one of the hardest moments of your entire life. I know I overheard you saying that you just feel not good right now. Can you just kind of walk me through some of the emotions and the things you're feeling following this really tragic news?
The not feeling good is a process of trying to do closure, and it's not easy. My child, she's 40 years old, taken out of here by a chase that could have been prevented. Senseless nonsense. There's plenty of people out there killing one another, robbing, stealing, doing all kind of stuff that they could have been chasing, other than to head-on collision with Esoterica. And getting to the hospital, when I got the phone call to get to the hospital, and when I got in that hospital and seen my child, it was something I never could imagine, to think my child would leave here like that, with the broken back and all the stuff that they described that this impact did to her. And to know I had to go home and tell her children, that no more mama, was very painful. It was very, very painful.
Her children, they seem like rays of sunshine, they have these bright smiles. I could only imagine that it speaks to the type of mom she was, and obviously the type of woman you raised her to be,
right.
The type of sister she was to you. Kind of just describe her. What kind of person was she? What did she love most in life?
The most that Esoterica loved it was always to sing praise songs. She loved the music. She loved it her children. She loved it her mom. She looked at me as some type of star or something. She always admired the way I carried myself, the way I raised them, and she was my good child when it came down to yes ma'am mama, no ma'am mama. She's gonna always say yes and no ma'am. She was respectful, so I could give her that, that I didn't have to tell her I'm gonna knock her out and say it again, and nah, that was this one. But that one was the one that believed that respect was always given. Definitely. That she should give that no matter what. And when this one would say something, she would be, oh, mama, you hear what Coco said to you? She always feared, and that's what I raised them up in, the fear of God, so she had that fear. And she wanted to raise up her kids. She didn't have kids till her late hour, the late days.
Late 30s.
In her 30s. When she started, but at first she didn't think she could. But when she did, she was a grateful mother. She was a happy mother.
A good mother.
When she sent me that test, she sneaked and did it. She called me on the phone and she said, Mama, what you doing, da-da-da-da. And all the time I'm hearing my phone go off. And I'm like, wait a minute, somebody's sending me something about them being pregnant, not knowing it was her. But when she had those babies, she was a mother after all. She was there for them all the time. Nobody could separate her from her children.
It's a beautiful thing to say, and it's a good legacy to leave behind. It's not something that every say
Yes.
they'll leave behind.
Yes.
That has to make you at least very proud, even in this
Yes.
tragic moment.
Yes.
Corey, your sister, just kind of talked to me about the relationship y'all had, and do y'all know where she was going that day or where she was coming from when the accident happened?
So from what we were told, she was coming from dropping her godmother off at home. She was a hairstylist as well. So she did her hair and she was taking her home. Her fiance said that it was quite strange because the way that she went that day, they never go that way. And so it seemed like, we are people of faith. We are people of God. So it just seemed as if everything just happened. And it happened, to us it may have happened weird, but unto God it happened how he wanted it to. And although it's a very sad situation, that day alone, it was just like, it was a purposeful day for her.
Because she sung hymns all day long. Her fiance say she sung all day long. She was singing hymns. And all day long that day, I was praying for her. There was a pull on me that I felt like something was going to happen. So all day I was telling God, I rebuke the spirit of death. I rebuke the spirit of death. I rebuke the spirit of my kids not getting along and family. Anything that would bring that tension, that spirit around, I didn't want it. So I was praying, asking God to save and cover my kids and all day long. And when the call came in, I was like, hello. And they was like, Mama, get to the hospital. Terry has been in a tragic death, car accident. And at that point, I couldn't even drive. I didn't even know how to turn my Uber because I'm an Uber driver. I didn't know how to even turn it off. I called her, my goddaughter, and asked her to help me get home, help me turn off the machine, because from there I knew nothing. Because I knew if I walked in the hospital and what I've been feeling all day would take place. So she came and took me home to the hospital. That's where I found my child lifeless. And I could hear my baby talking to the killer on the phone while I was talking to her, telling them, don't move my child, because they was talking about taking her, and I was like, don't move my child. I could hear her in the background screaming at the killer.
Yeah, I understand. He actually ended up in a room right next to Esoterica.
Somewhere
near.
So the way that it was the hospital, it goes like, kind of in a U. So he was over here and my sister was here and her fiance was over here. And I was standing in the hallway and they were escorting him out. And I got a chance to see his face. He was blank. He was blank. He didn't look like he wanted to say sorry. Not even sorry, but just, I apologize. Or he didn't look like all that he had just done meant anything to him. It was selfless and very, very selfish. To answer your question about the relationship, that was my sister. From the moment we grew up, when she told my mom she wanted to learn how to do hair, I had to be her doll. I didn't like that, but we always played around. We always goofed around. That was my karaoke buddy, my hairstylist, my confidant, anything anything that I needed, I could go to my sister. Even if she didn't have it, she was going to make sure that I had it. She was my protector, you know, when situations happened in life. She definitely protected me and carried me. That was my sister. That was my best friend.
I think that even what I'm seeing from you all is this incredible force of strength. Is that coming from the faith that y'all have?
Nowhere else.
Nowhere else.
Just talk a little bit
Just
about
God.
how that's going to get you through the next few months and for the rest of your lives, really.
Strangely, I'm a church person. I go to church all the time. But strangely, for the last 2 weeks, heavily, I was in church and I was just praying, and I was not even understanding what was getting ready to go on in my life. But I honestly just been asking God to give me strength for this next journey. Give me strength for this journey that I'm about to endure. I thought it was because of something that I was getting ready to do. You know, I've been setting myself up to do something. And so I was like, Lord, just give me the strength for this next journey. And I was having a conversation with my sister Monday. I had a conversation with her, and we were talking, and I'm just like, you know, we need to do certain things and all this. And she was agreeing to it. And then Wednesday, life was snatched. And,
Just that quick.
you know, with those babies, she loved her babies. God, she loved those girls. Her oldest baby is an ill baby. She suffers with diabetes. And that has been very hard on my sister. But no matter what she did, she made sure that she took care of her babies. And now it's our turn to just make sure that we keep up what it is that she lived and worked so hard to do. That's to take care of her babies.
Thank you so much, ladies. I'm so sorry for talking with us and for sharing a piece of her with us. And now the world will be able to see the type of woman she is and hopefully inspire others to be like that.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. There's something good that can come from it. When you hear stories like this,
Yes,
you know, you don't really know.
yes. I raised them up in the fear of God. We are pastors' children. My father was Reverend Spivey, Minister Spivey, so we had no other choice but to get in line and get it together. So with Esoterica, having to face death is temporary. Absent from the body, present with the Lord. She's not here in her fleshly body, but she's here in the spirit. We will always keep her in our spirit, and we will raise those girls just like I did them. They had a conversation yesterday, and they was like, well, we don't know how Mama is going to do with this one here. I'm going to do it just like I did on Mama. I'm going to go to the school. I drive buses, and I will be at the school at all times. So if her name come up, her granny is right there to deal with her situation. So they were laughing like, oh, Lord, she going to be in trouble because Mama was right there at all times.
Pop up on the bus quick. But I wanted to say something. I'm sorry, Ma. And what I wanted to say was, when it comes to this situation, I know people, naysayers, they say what they want. I understand that. But what has to be done is everybody held accountable. Okay? Mr. Sanchez has to be held accountable for his decisions that he made and why he didn't want to stop, and for everything that he done before he even got caught. But most definitely he has to deal with his consequences for killing my sister. Okay? The police have to deal with the consequences of not making the correct judgment calls. When it came to this chase, I'm not going to say that them going after him was wrong. Because for whatever reason they wanted to pull him over, they had their reasonings. What I will say is that people's lives were in danger. And we can tell that because my sister is no longer here. People's lives were in danger. So if y'all seen him going the wrong way, you had helicopters. You have microphones. You are always able to get on the walkie and say, hey, set up a roadblock right here. Cut him off there if he's driving the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? That's my thing. It's just that I'm not mad because they were going after a criminal. I'm mad because of the way that y'all didn't make the correct decisions.
To stop when it got really dangerous.
To stop when it got dangerous, because it could have been anybody else's sister, brother, mother. It could have been anybody else's. Just so happened it was mine. But at the same time, better decisions could have been made. Better judgment calls could have been made.
We'll definitely make sure we include that sentiment in there. We did reach out to all of the agencies to try to get a list or an explanation of their chase policies so that we can examine that and see if it maybe needs to be revised or something. You know, but they haven't. They don't want to play ball with us, but we put in a Freedom of Information Act request, which helps push that along. So we'll keep you posted on what goes on with that.
Okay.
Thank y'all so much for talking.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank y'all for caring.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all for caring. Thank
Yes,
y'all.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
What's going on?
Thank you.
You all right?
And I'll be I'll bring it for y'all. Please send me that link as soon as you can. Send me that. Okay. All right, friend. Thank you. Excuse me. All right, Hood News peeps. You guys heard from her mother and you heard from her sister. All right, all right. My goodness. So see the picture I shared with y'all? Hey, what's up, Hood News peeps? Can y'all still hear me? So we're gonna go in the car right now. I'm gonna talk to y'all about this guy. His name's Sebastian Sanchez. Sebastian Sanchez. Y'all saw the picture I posted of this dude? Hold on. This is him. Hold on, let me get in the car. Man. So messed up, y'all. Thank you to all the media that came through. I spoke to them yesterday. They wanted to do only one interview and not have to interview over and over. All right, friends. All right. Let me. Ooh, it's hot. Hold on, friends. I'm gonna read y'all this charge. He got charged with murder. He's been charged with murder. So if you don't know, a few nights ago, Wednesday night, we shared about a chase, and somebody was injured. This guy was driving up and down 1960 and then up and down 59. I know Montgomery County was called to help out. Humboldt PD, it was their initial pursuit. And I guess as this guy traveled up and down the freeway, up and down 59 and down 59, it involved other agencies. At some point, this guy crashed into Esoterica's car, and she was critically injured. She was taken to the hospital and she died. Y'all heard that they had to see this guy that killed their loved one in the same emergency room. I can't even imagine. Oh my gosh, it made me want to cry, y'all. But this is the guy. This is Esoterica right here. This is her. And then this is him. This is him. So I'll be sharing the GoFundMe as soon as I get it. I'm going to be getting it from her sister. That's mother and sister that you guys saw. And this is the guy, Sebastian Sanchez. And I'm going to read y'all the charging instrument real quick. Oh, man, just so messed up. Just so messed up. To run into the individual at the emergency room when you got your loved one deceased and then he gets to live. That I can't even imagine, friends. Prayers for them. And it says, October 9th, the defendant hereafter styled the defendant, therefore, to on or about October 9th, did then and there unlawfully, intentionally commit the felony offense of evading arrest or detention in a motor vehicle while in the course of and furtherance of the commission of said offense did an act clearly dangerous to human life, to wit, driving at speeds greater than reasonable and prudent, leaving the road by driving over a median. So he drove over a median, causing the motor vehicle to strike Esoterica Spivey, and did thereby cause the death of Esoterica. The exhibited a deadly weapon, namely a motor vehicle, during the commission of said offense and during the immediate flight from said offense. My God, friends. Y'all keep her. She's got two children. She leaves behind 2 little girls. Keep them in your prayers, friends. She leaves behind 2 little girls. She had them later in her life, you know, and she was a very loving person. She was a Hood News peep, friends. Oh my God, I just want to cry. Something about her name seemed familiar, and I looked in the messages, and sure enough, she was one of our peeps, dude. She loved her some Hood News, according to her sister when I spoke to her. And I just knew that when I saw her name, I was like, man, and I looked it up, and sure enough, friends, sure enough, she's messaged me before. She was a peep, man. She liked the Hood News, man, and it just hurt so much. So, man, just prayers for this family. I can't even imagine, dude. Like, she gave somebody a ride, never even takes that route, and just met with this tragedy, man. It's not fair. It's not fair, y'all. I don't know. I mean, it's not fair. And please keep the comments respectful, y'all. Some of y'all are utterly just wrong for some of the things y'all are saying, and I'll handle that accordingly in a few minutes. And if you see somebody talking crazy, don't even argue with them, friends. Don't enable them. I'll take care of it in a little bit. Yeah, I see everybody's condolences and prayers, but we do have those few, friends. But prayers so much for mom, sister, her kids, nieces, nephews, and everybody that she leaves behind. Her fiance, too. She had a fiance. And yeah, prayers for them, friends. All right, reporting live here in Spring, Texas. This is your girl, Grizzy. Justice for Esoterica. Justice. May Sebastian Sanchez pay to the full extent of the law. Because he murdered. That was a murder. This guy right here. This guy needs to pay for what he did. All right. Love you too. It's not fair.